Why, hello folks, I had to do a blur check there, and you know what I forgot to do is, I worked so hard at this, and I forgot to do the stream starting soon, or whatever it is. So I started my stream, and then I went back to stream starting. I was a little blurry, and it sucks now that I did that, because this screen just fucked it up so that you missed Sparky doing Dracula wings, and she just flew out of there. She's going nuts, flying all around. What's going on there, Spark? Is the lighting too crazy? Hang on, Sparky's going nuts. We're gonna do something here. Change this lighting a little bit. Sparky sees shit that we don't see. You gotta remember that. Alright, so whatever I did, I just made Sparky nuts. You alright there, pal? Come on over here. Are you alright? There, she's back. Something spooked her. My bad. It's as good a time as any to tell you that. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you know that I put a voice to Sparky, and then she just mocks the hell out of me all week and keeps me in check. So what I've noticed is that I'm doing the Sparky voice way too much, and she likes to call me a dickhead, like, "Let's go, dickhead, I'm not going to help you out this week, you're going to be on your own." It's so to the point where I'm using the Sparky voice so much that soon it's going to be a scene like from the Shining, and she's going to be like a cockatiel version of Danny, and Raymond is no longer with us, Mrs. Torrance. So I got to watch myself there, because I'm going over the fucking deep edge. Lots of shit to talk about, mostly to complain about. I am so fucking mad. But also, welcome to Season 2, Episode 9, streaming live from my living room. It is May 29th, is that correct? That is absolutely correct. My birthday last Friday was fantastic, and boy did I pay backwards for that. I had a couple of days from hell. Going to be pissing and moaning about car repairs at Richter. You feel my pain, because he was late for one of these shows on account of his car went kerpally. But I got weird shit. Our daughter, Night Waltz Upcycled, is starting a new something else, and so we're overhauling her car and shit, get her ready to do a little bit longer of a commute. And it's a great car. It's a 2004 Pontiac Grand Am, best car in the snow ever. But there's a lot of little weird shit wrong with it. And that's going to be a subject of one of my rants here. So, like, you ever have something on your car break, and like the driver's side window isn't broke, but the fucking clips that hold it up to make it go, they're fucking broke. And it's a whole big fucking nightmare to fix these fucking clips. And if they scrape the clips off, it's possible they could break the fucking window. So now that's the problem with that, with her car right there. I think she's going to go nuts and try to get herself a new car. Must be nice to be working and be able to afford cars. But the other problem with this car is that I might wind up with this car, my wife and I, be what they would call a beater car. But problem 47B on this car is there is a rust hole on the unibody that sits right under that holds the rear axle. So that's the thing that happens to cars. They just fucking drive forever, the motor goes forever, and the car just fucking rusts away and it won't pass inspection. I bet we all own motors from cars that still run, that the fucking car just fucking rusted away. So that's the problem with that fucking thing. We get to the end of June to solve that, which brings us to our Subaru, which we love so much, and our daughter's using our Subaru. Had to get the air conditioning fixed. That has a weird fucking thing in it too. There's a clip. I didn't want to talk about cars, but this is why I'm fucking mad for 2 days. There's a clip that goes into the blower fan. I know nothing about cars except when you hit the tiniest little bump, the clip fucking falls out of this thing and it shuts the blower off, and it's a real fucking pain in the ass to put it back on. I have to have that taken care of. And again, it's little weird shit on cars that fucking breaks. It's like a fucking little ghost on this fucking thing. So I'm not fit to be around. I've been driving cars around this way and that all week long, the wrong car at the wrong house, and putting gas in this one and driving this way and that, and I'm losing my fucking mind. They're kicking the balls here. The punchline is that I don't really have to drive anywhere, but we still need cars to go places. That's right, Sparky, we absolutely do. So welcome, introduce yourselves in the chat or not, say what you're drinking. I'm going to be drinking later on. You can take that to the bank. I'm off my bowl game here, as I'm so wanting to tell you. There's this thing that I just found out about that's called Mars retrograde, and I think that's happening. There's a Mercury one and a Mars one, and when that happens, it fucks up all the shit in our life. It breaks the cars, it breaks fucking air conditioning, it breaks all kinds of fucking shit. So I think there's a Mars retrograde curse upon me right now, and I'm losing my fucking mind. Not to piss and moan about money all the time, but this is actually, we need to get money. So I am still a glitch, waiting for the emergency second and third stimulus checks. Hopefully that'll get straightened out before next pandemic. Above and beyond that, we're good. We're fully vaxxed. We're feeling good. We're doing okay. We got bird food. We got Sparky here mocking me. Thank you very much, Sparky. So we got that going. I'm so fucking mad about these cars that I could just fucking hitchhike, for crying out loud. And the other thing I did here was really stupid. I printed my cheater notes too small, and I can't really fucking see them, so I'm going to have to read off these things here. This again, only Richter will get this. I binge watched Twin Peaks season 3 over my birthday days, and that's a serious fucking commitment, and that fucks my head up. But then you see things in that one, then you got to go back and watch season 1, season 2, and the add-on film, the pre-story, Fire Walk with Me, and then you can connect all these fucking weird dots in there. Season 3 has a lot of celebrities in it, and there's a Michael Cera does a guest appearance as one of the couple's kids, and he's like a biker kid. And I might read a little bit of his. He is almost like a monologue scene. Yeah, Sparky knows it's very upsetting. But what I'm thinking now is because he does have a biker jacket on and a stupid brown beret. I think I'm going to biker jacket it up and brown beret it and try to do Wally Brando's dialogue for my Unshunned over on Patreon. That's going to be a thing this week I'll be working on, because I'm way fucking behind on doing things for my Unshunned. That's going to be a lot of fun. What's badass about that, a little film trivia here, is that Michael Cera's fucking famous as shit, right? So the couple in the Twin Peaks 3 is Deputy Andy Brennan and Lucy from the police station. They didn't know who was going to play the part of their grown-up kid until like the last minute. They said, "You know who your kid is?" And they're, "No, Michael Cera." So Michael Cera comes in, and he has I don't know how many minutes. It's mostly him doing a really fucking awesome, amazing character. And he thought he was going to have to do like 12 or 13 takes. He comes in and he nails it in one fucking take. Sparky's landed on the iPad and is thinking of stepping over to his microphone. You can do it. There you go. That was a sweet move. From the cage rope, to iPad, to the microphone. So he comes in and he fucking nails it in one take. And David Lynch goes, "That's perfect." And then he goes, "Michael, do you have like one more take in it?" He's like, "What the fuck? I got one more take. I thought I was going to have to do this 12 or 13 times. When I do this for my Unshunned, I'm going to need like 19 fucking takes, and I'm probably going to wind up reading it anyway." So that's going to be some fun, hopefully, when I'm not so fucking crazy. Let's see here, peeking down at my cheater notes. Still rocking the curbside and or sometimes delivery groceries. If you get the right store and the right place and you spend enough loot, you get free delivery. And I'm a lazy ass and I like that shit. And so here's the thing. Sometimes they text you back and forth, and I would never want to be tasked with shopping for us, because when I go to the store, I can't fucking find shit. Let me tell you, the worst fucking thing to find is cilantro. Cilantro is a fucking demonic herb that looks like fucking parsley, and they keep it next to the fucking parsley. And parsley, this big sign that says parsley, and there's a teeny little cardboard thing that says cilantro somewhere, and they look fucking exactly the same, and they keep them right next to each other, and they never fucking have cilantro. They never fucking have it. They never fucking have it. I've got 3,000 flashbacks texting home to my wife. I said, I'm telling you, they don't have cilantro. Well, it's right by the parsley. I know that's where it's supposed to be, right by the parsley. And how the fuck would you know if it was parsley or cilantro if assholes like me are picking it up and throwing it in the wrong spot? You wouldn't fucking know. But they are vastly different than each other. So if you need cilantro, that's a fucking nightmare. So if somebody, a stranger, is shopping for me, I feel for them. I try to tip them. I feel for them. That's a rough fucking task. Way back when, some poor fucker had to do pluots. Eric P, you're killing me. Thank you. That's such a generous donation. That's so nice. Thank you. That might help get me an air conditioning clip holder thingy for the Subaru. Who the fuck knows? Might patch the hole. I don't even fucking know. So we tasked this poor shopper with pluots. Pluot is a hybrid of a plum and an apricot. And again, it kind of looks more like a plum than an apricot. And they keep it right by the plums. So he's freaking out. He texts me, he goes, I'm telling you, there's no pluots. And I'm like, it's fine, don't worry about it. Because it was kind of a dick move on my part to ask this fucker to try to find pluot that he didn't even fucking know what it was. And then he was showing me pictures of different plums and shit. Sometimes he did. They take a picture of the food and say, can't find a pluot, but does any of this look good? I'm like, no, just don't worry about the pluots. It's fine. It was a dick move on my part to ask you to get us pluots. Don't worry about it. We don't need plums. That's something else. We don't need them. Pluots are really fucking awesome if you can get a pluot. And then 10 minutes later, I got almost like a 911 torrential downpour fucking alerts in my phone because the kid found a fucking pluot. I think it was his happiest moment in his designated shopping life to learn what a pluot was, fail at finding them, and he must be OCD like me. He just must have fucking got under his crawl like, I'm gonna find a fucking pluot. So he did. He went back in there. He must have thrown all the fucking plums around, found the pluots, and so that was badass. And again, my stories have no real point or an end to them. Let's see here. Sparky wants a little bit of water. She's ready for water. That is badass. You know, there was a time in the history of show business where you and I could have gone on like the Johnny Carson show and you could drink water on a Johnny Carson show, but I don't know if they would consider that much of a trick, but I do. All right. There's Amy's in the house. Amy's got his cockatiel as friends with Spark. Well, they're like pen pals. Beak pals, I guess it was. Okay, so rolling right along here. Cilantro, pluots, big fucking pain in the ass. Oh, I forgot to plug my show coming up. Friday, June 11th, I will be at the Majestic Theater in Pottsville. It is a nice theater. Tickets online, you can find them on their site or go on. I tell everybody stay off Facebook and I gotta send you back here to find the link to buy tickets. That makes me a dick. Get tickets there. I'm not sure which car I will be using to get up there, but I will have some car. I don't know if the blower is going to work or if there'll be a hole in the frame. I don't fucking know. But I have a car that can get us up there. So that's going to be some fun for us all. And again, my unshunned, I got some shit planned. I've been slacking. Shame on me. You're right. But a dickhead. Right. That's right, Sparky. So not doing things for the Patreons, the unshunned, makes me a dickhead. I quite agree. But it's so fucking crazy and nuts. Oh, I have no control over how I think of things or how I remember shit. When I started flashback, I religiously avoid Facebook when I can, except for just posting and whoring my own shit. But it's way back when. Remember when Facebook had Farmville, right? Farmville, and I used to get invitations from people I didn't even really know to play Farmville. Apparently, it was like an interactive game. And again, growing up on an Amish farm, my desire to play actual Farmville in the Facebook world was like fucking negative a billion. So, and that kind of went by the wayside. Also, Facebook used to have a couple of other really annoying things. You could poke people. Poking people is annoying in real life, and it's no less annoying in the Facebook world. Poking people, thank God, fell by the wayside, and people, they would poke you, and then you'd get a notification. And guys poking each other, I'm not saying it's gay, but it could be gay if it wanted to be gay. If it wanted to go that way, you could poke them, and then there would be pressure on you to poke them back, and who knows how long that fucking weird shit could go on. But the one that pushed me over the deep edge was your Facebook friends could send you a beer, and it wasn't a real beer, it was a cartoon beer, and then so-and-so sent you, Rodney sent you a beer, send him one back. I absolutely refuse to send a cartoon beer to anyone. And sometimes you'd see them out in the world and they'd be really fucking mad. But hey, I sent you a beer and you didn't send me one back. I'm like, dude, what are you, fucking 9 years old? You sent me a cartoon beer. I am old enough to have a real fucking beer. If you want to send me a real beer, then I'll drink it and I have a chance to give you a beer back. We'll do that. But what am I, fucking 9 years old and I gotta send fucking cartoon beers here? What the fuck's the matter with you? So I don't think him and I are Facebook friends anymore anyway. So that fucking pissed me off. And there's still a couple of things hanging on Facebook, is that friend suggestions is one of the dumbest fucking things that there ever was. That's not how you get a friend. You don't suggest a friend. You either have a fucking friend or you don't have a fucking friend. How can you have a fucking friend suggestion? And I am a dick about this because some people Facebook whore their friend collection up, because it's, I think 5,000 is the max, and I know this to be true because that's how I used to have my Amish comic, was a profile, and I hit 5,000 and they fucking shut me down. It was a big fucking nightmare. But some people want to be friends with you if you have a mutual friend. That is also fucking dumb, because you know Ralph and I know Ralph, but I don't fucking know you. That doesn't mean that we are friends. If everybody was friends with everybody, it would be like the fucking Kevin Bacon game. What the fuck's the matter with these people? So I don't do that. And also, when that suggestion comes up, and these fuckers don't have an actual face on their Facebook, it's that silhouette. What the fuck are they actually doing on Facebook? If you can get yourself a Facebook profile and are too fucking lazy to put your own fucking face in there, and you have just like a, I mean, I can see if you're a dog or anything like that, that's fucking crazy. But you really should have your own face. And some people, that creeps me out a little bit. They're like, their Facebook profile will be like a truck, you know, and then I fucking recognize a truck for a friend. And that person is crazier than I am, because they look in a fucking mirror in the morning and they see a truck. Am I a truck? Yeah, I'm a truck. I'm gonna fucking drive over everybody. That's a little fucking creepy. So that's enough Facebook happy horseshit right there. How about that? Let me jump ahead, behind, and all over the place. Trending on Twitter again, don't go on Twitter. Just let me go in there. You're not able for it. It's too much. There's too much fucking hell and horror in there. You don't want to go in. I actually hide my Twitter app in my phone, so it's a real fucking pain in the ass to get on Twitter. Sometimes I fucking delete it, and then I gotta get back in there, because it's just a fucking horror show on Twitter. But the fun that I can find just fucking cracks me up. They worry about there's stories that trend that are really fucking stupid. One of them caught my attention though was, should people who are working from home go back to the office after all this shit is over? I triumphantly say, no fucking way. What is the point of having a fucking office if you can do all that shit at home? If you meet people in the office, or you need the office for a specific reason, but if you're just doing fucking computer shit and making phone calls, what's the fucking point of going into that office unless your house sucks batshit balls? And a lot of people, if you ever walk through one of them big offices, when they have that fucking corn maze of cubicles, that's another fucking nightmare there. So if you are working from home, and even if you have a shitty house, and you would have to go back to work in one of those little fucking cubicles where you get a little closet that's open-ended and there's fucking 90 other people in there, if you are forced to do that, you're going to need some serious therapy, because home or cubicle with 90 fucking assholes. I'm just saying, I don't know why that's even a question. That's like, to my way of thinking, that's like, would you like to be kicked in the balls, or would you prefer not to be kicked in the balls? You see what I'm saying? That's my whole thing there. So, cubicle, trending on Twitter, dumb motherfuckers. We have to conquer some new things, and then when I say we, I'm talking about my wife and I, but also you peckerheads might have to do this as well. As we can leave our homes and travel places, we gotta figure out where the fuck we can pee, because I can pee whenever the fuck I want. I used to take pee breaks in its fucking live stream and then go up and pee. But out in the world, I don't fucking know where the pee breaks are anymore. And also, I don't know. You spend years and years traveling around, you know exactly how many pee breaks every destination is. If you're going to this place, you say, oh, that's a 3P, that's a long fucking trip, man, that's 3P stops. I don't fucking know any of that shit anymore. Plus, I don't know where the pee breaks are. It's just kind of fucking terrible. So what my wife and I are doing, we time it out so that we know when we're going to have to pee, and then we can travel halfway there time-wise, and then we got time to fucking get home. So that's the scope of our traveling right now. Pee breaks on the road, it's more shit to figure out. Who thought we'd have to think this fucking much? You gotta think really hard to do just about anything these days. I think, did I see Clee's sister back in the chat here? She was in there, yeah. Okay. Welcome back, Clee's sister. We were worried about you last week because you went off for a wild weekend cabin in the woods. I actually didn't think you were going to make it back, but congratulations. And I wanted to share with all of you some Clee stories that I forgot. So, I never went to college. That's probably quite apparent. But Clee went to college, and then I went to college to visit Clee. That's my extent. So I'm familiar with college. I went, he went to Kutztown University, and he also went to Tyler School of Art, which I think is the art part of Temple in Philly. And again, Clee's sister and Clee's parents were fucking sweethearts, because I don't think his Kutztown credits could transfer. That's the fun thing for parents. You go a year or two at college and they want to transfer, and they're like, that's fine, but you're gonna fucking start over. So some great Clee stories there is, and I don't think I have this talent anymore, but I used to be able to charm strangers. And I've always been a lazy ass and not really able to lift big, heavy amounts of things. And moving somebody into college is a big fucking pain in the ass. And when Cleve was going back into college at Kutztown, he had big fucking trunks with bodies in them and really fucking heavy shit. And we were, plus we smoked a lot of dope, and then you can't really lift shit when you're floating. So we had like a mini coffin, I think it was, and our fucking backs hurt, and we had to get him up to the third floor. I don't fucking know what. And the football team was coming, and Clee said to me, "Hey, charm these goons into helping us lift this shit." And I'm like, "Ah, fuck it. What's worse can happen? They just call us pansies and beat the fuck out of us, and then we'll just go right in the trunk." So I don't remember specifically what I said, but when they came, I said, "Oh my God, why didn't I train for sports my entire life like you guys? The muscle, the collective muscle on just even one of yous here would save my life. That would actually add like years onto our lives, having to lift this shit up. We really fucked up. We never played sports, did we, Clay? No, we didn't. We're just fucking candy ass pansies, and we can't hardly barely fucking hold the beer up, and we just can't fucking stand up. And it fucking worked. And they go, "You guys want some help?" Oh, fuck yeah, that would be amazing. I'm exaggerating, I know, because that's what I do, but to my way of thinking, these peckerheads actually just picked us up and set us on the trunk and then carry us all fucking upstairs. And then we gave them a little marijuana, and it was a fair deal. I don't know if that's a legal transaction anymore. It wasn't actually a legal transaction then, but it fucking worked. And then they had a hall monitor, or whatever the fuck they call them. So cracking down on partying, smuggling marijuana into a dorm, that's a fucking piece of cake. You can put it in your sock, you can hide it in your beard. But beer is fucking high level shit. Smuggling beer past the hall monitor. If you come in there, you can't just fucking walk in there with a case of beer. So I devised a plan by where we would put lots of beer in a suitcase, which became really fucking heavy. And then Clee would hang a rope out the window and tie it to the suitcase and fucking pull it up there. And again, if we got caught, the story was we're pansies and we're frail and we can't really lift heavy shit, and it's on a fucking pulley, and we pull. So I actually made extra money smuggling beer to other assholes with my suitcase beer smuggling pulley system. So that was a lot of good fun. Clee stories there. And then we went down to Tyler School of Art. Let me explain something to you. First of all, young people are so awesome. Smart people, learning stuff. They're fun to be around. College kids use words that are way too fucking big. And when I perform at colleges, I always warn them, you know, when you leave here and go out in the world, you're going to have to dumb everything down. These 26-letter, 19-syllable words will do you no fucking good out in the real world. Now, Tyler School of Art also features all artists, and a collection of all art people is the most amazing collection of fucking weird lunatics you've ever seen. There's nobody normal. There's no math nerds. There's none of that. It's just a bunch of fucking weird, awesome art people. And the one time we went down there and there was some kind, I don't know what kind of party was going on. Clee had a thing where I don't know why he did this. He'd come home from college and everybody would think he went home, and then we would go back and then we could terrorize shit. In fact, in Kutztown, I think I told this story before, because he had a roommate. He said he was coming home, and then we went back and the roommate wasn't there, and we fucking just trashed the fucking room, and we stole shit, and we put fucking shaving cream all over the shit, and then we fucking played dumb to it. So we did one of those in Philly, Tyler, and somebody zapped us because he had a real tall, lanky friend, and wherever the party was going on there, and then it's Friday night and everybody's getting fucked up and shit, he comes fucking tall, lanky guy. He could have only weighed like 98 pounds. He has a gas mask on. Clee's not exactly sure if it's the guy he knows or not, because the guy had a gas mask on, camo shorts, camouflage shorts, big fucking boots on, some kind of bloody t-shirt, and he had a chainsaw, and he fucking pulled it, and it was going, and the chainsaw is fucking loud and extremely dangerous. What we didn't know was he didn't have a chain on the saw. But when you're screaming and shitting in your pants, you don't really check. If the guy coming at you in a gas mask with a chainsaw, there's a chain on, you don't go, oh, he's not that fucking nuts, because there's no fucking chain on there. So that fucking traumatized the fuck out of us. Even when we found out that there was no chain on that fucking saw, it didn't really do much to relax our nerves. Now, this one is for Clee's sister. Because Clee put me up to this, and I'm silly and immature, and I fucking go along with anything. In the dorm, of course, you have your roommate, but then you have neighbors. There's some neighbors you like, some you don't. There was some neighbors down, 3-4 doors down, that loved Clee. He didn't like them quite as much as they liked him, and they had giant porn posters all over their fucking room. Like, I saw it once and it can never be unseen. And the guy's name was Fozzie. I never met him. But Clee asked me to torment him. So what we did was, and I don't even know how we had this shit. Somehow we had a cupcake. And it was on a little cake saver. And Clee had me go down and knock on the door and ask for Fozzie, who I didn't know. And he didn't know me, so that's a little creepy. How do I know him? And this is basically what happened. I went, is Fozzie here? Who asks me this? I ask you this. I am Fozzie, he said. He was already in fucking terror. And I got a cupcake on a fucking little cake saver with a little fucking glass thing over it. And I said, I bring you this. And he goes, who brings me this? I bring you this. And then I turned and I fucking walked away. And you've never seen anybody so fucking scared in their life of just having a stranger deliver them a cupcake. So that's for Clee's sister. That's a special memory. Fozzie got a cupcake. Fucking boom roasted. Art students, you should keep them apart. I don't even know if they should have an art school. They fuck with me too. Well, one of the first times I was down there, I think it was lunch. I can't fucking remember. And they didn't have enough chairs, so I went over to where there was a group, where there seemed to be a spare chair. I don't want to be a dick, and just grabbed a chair. So I asked Pecker, is anybody sitting here? And he goes, and he looks, and he goes, no, I don't see anyone. Do you see anyone? Fuck you. I didn't say that, but in the back of my head, the trolls are going, just give me the fucking chair, you motherfuckers. So you shouldn't really have art people hanging out together. It's very dangerous. It's a miracle that we made it as long as we did. Boom, roasted. Let's see right there. Oh, flashing back. Oh, there's another. None of this is even really funny. I'm just having memories of weird shit. So somebody from the Philly school came up here to visit Clee in the little town of Emmaus, and it was a she, that's all I can remember, and she was driving Clee and I around for no apparent reason, and we were smoking dope in the car, and she wasn't, but she decided she was going to terrorize us. Now, if you're familiar with Emmaus, on the other side of Cedar Crest Boulevard, there's farmland back there and windy roads and all this and that shit. She was driving us off the main road in Emmaus, straight back to there, and she wanted to scare the fuck out of us, so she just, excuse me, I'm ready to burp. She decided she was going to just turn the headlights off in the complete dark. And very calmly I said, that is a very dangerous thing to do. And she had a little attitude on her, so she was going to flick them on, and then she'd shut them off again. I said, I'm telling you, something bad's gonna happen. And of course, I was right, because that road comes to a T. And there was a big fucking ditch in the dead of night, in the dark. This car hit the fucking ditch, and we stopped. Came to a fucking screeching halt. Now, I'm the genius, because I devised a plan. And she didn't want to go along with it, but it was our only hope, because Clea and I were all not fit to be around people. We said, you, driver of us into the ditch in the dark, you are going to knock on that door, and you are going to cry and tell them that you're not from this area, and that's not a lie, and that we will hide here like cowards in the trunk of this car, and then you will have your parents or whoever tow this fucking car out. And then she didn't want to do it on there. If you don't do it, they're going to come out and see there's a car in the ditch in their front yard, and they'll probably call the cops. So those are your two choices. So she did. She went and she cried, and then we walked home, and I don't know what fucking happened after that. But a lot of these stories with Clea were way more fun when we were doing them than when I reflect on them now. That was actually kind of a fucking horrible night now that I think of it. But it wasn't that far of a walk home. So there we go, a couple of Clea stories, boom, roasted. Got a couple of notes here. I think it's getting a reboot or a new season, Property Brothers. So I feel compelled to revisit my Property Brothers material. These house buying shows, these house hunting shows are absolutely amazing, although I haven't watched them. Spark flying out here. I haven't watched them for a while, but the Property Brothers brought a particular weirdness to their whole thing. Property Brothers are two of the most handsome, charming douchebags that ever walked the earth. They are gorgeous. Women want them, men want them. They're just fucking perfect specimens of human beings. They're fucking charming and delightful, but they are also douchebags. And then if people come to them and they have a ridiculous list of shit that they want. There we go, back on the iPad, microphone, coming over, and drink of water for that reward. So these douchebags would come in there with a ridiculous laundry list of shit that their house had to have. We need 3-car garage, and we need 2 elongated toilets, wherever the fuck they are. And she wants to live in the city, and I want to live in the country. And the guy's always condescending to his wife on TV. That's a fucking dick move. He shouldn't get sucked off that night. And we want a salmon pink marble countertop, and they go, well, what's your budget? $375,000. So the Property Brothers would find them the dream home that. Then they go nuts and they go, oh my God, this is perfect. Somehow it's magically in the city, and it's also in the woods, and it has the elongated toilets, and we still don't know what the fuck they are, and it has the salmon pink fucking countertop. This is, they're so excited that the couple starts having sex on the fucking countertop, and they're going, oh my God, we don't know how, thank you guys, you're so amazing, we'll adopt you, we'll bake you cookies, it's just, and the Property Brothers, that's when they start strapping on the douchebag boots. They go, now, before you get too excited, and they're way past excited, they're having sex on the countertop. This house is a little bit over your budget of $475,000. And then the sex comes to a screeching halt, and they're just staring at the Property Brothers. And the Property Brothers know they could die at any moment. So they very carefully say, this house is $475,000. $1 million. They fucking say it backwards, and the couple would come at them with fucking hatchets and shit, and what the fuck's the matter with you? Why the fuck would you show us a house that's $1 fucking million out of our fucking budget? Now the Property Brothers know they got one shot to not get murdered, and they're actually feeling a little tension. They're going, now before you kill us, we can find you a shithole in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania for $475,000 and fix it up to look exactly like this house. And then they cut to a shithole in Tamaka, Pennsylvania, and they got sledgehammers, and they're knocking the fucking walls down, and they're rebuilding shit, and they're happier than pigs and shit, and then stuff goes wrong, and the fucking price goes up, and bang, a hole in the fucking wall. They go, oh no, what? There's a man living in the wall. You say, well, how much will it cost to get rid of him? I don't know, but you could probably kiss one of those elongated toilets goodbye. How about that? So that's Property Brothers, fucking boom, roasted. Then the other one after that one was the dumbest fucking people ever walked the earth. Tiny House Hunters. These are the stupidest fucks that ever walked the earth. The show is called Tiny House. Tiny House. That's what it's fucking called. And they do it every fucking time. They'd find like a closet home, and then people would walk in and they go, it's a little small. Yeah, no shit. It's called Tiny House, you stupid fuck. It's not called fucking Doctor Who's magic fucking TARDIS. I don't even know what to fucking call it. Phone booth. Now fucking Babumsa's telling me to stop. Quiet! Alexa, quiet! Stop! I don't know why he even fucking set that timer. I know Sparky's staring at me like I'm a fucking psychopath, which is really true. But I think actual boom boomsa sound when I tried a new one tonight, and I'm telling you this, I'll have to try a new one next week because Sparky didn't like that at all. It was too much like the fucking aliens have landed. So there's that. Tiny House Hunters, you stupid fuck. And Tiny House Hunters isn't a new thing. It's called Mobile Home. Stupid fucks. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. If you have any questions, put them in the chat there. Because I'm just babbling away here to beat the band. I don't want to do this. I make notes about shit and then I don't want to fucking do it. Okay, how about this? I used to do a bit about the gas man. So fucking stupid. Like, let me see if I can't remember it. And if I do it now, I'll fuck it up. Let's see, okay. This was it has to be 25 years old. Let's see. Ding dong. I don't let strangers in. Open up, it's the gas man. I gotta read the meter. I said, look, I know my farts are pretty bad, but I don't think there's a meter on there. It was fucking stupid like that. And then the gas man would go, then the next lunatic would come. Ding dong. Now who are you? Jehovah's Witness. I didn't see a fucking thing. If you hurry, maybe you can catch the gas man. Maybe he's seen something. You see, that's why don't do that piece of material anymore, because it's fucking stupid, and it was probably stupid when I did it, and it's now stupid again. So there's that. I was going to do this tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to do it. I have the dialogue here for Michael Cera playing Wally Brando, Twin Peaks Season 3. Not going to do it. That's going to wind up on Patreon for my unshunned, but the Season 3, one of the most amazing things is that, first of all, David Lynch is a fucking awesome lunatic. And second of all, the show got a lot of big name stars. They got a lot of fucking great stars. Timothy Roth, and the other one was Jennifer Jason Leigh. That is a couple. That they played Huck and Chantel, and they were hitmen. They were fucking assassins, and there were absolutely nothing upset them. They were very calm. And they'd say to him, they'd go, you're gonna have to assassinate the warden of the prison. And Roth would be like, all right. That was his response. All right. And then they piss and moan about being hungry on the way to the assassination, and they were waiting for the warden to come home, right? There's a lot of spoilers in here. You fuckers aren't going to watch Twin Peaks Season 3, and Richter's already seen it. So they're sitting in this horrible van, right? And they're waiting, and Chantel starts pissing and moaning that she hopes this doesn't take very long because she's really fucking hungry. These are hitmen, right? They're waiting to fucking whack and take a guy out, and he's got their rifle with a scope on it and everything, and real calm, because they're a couple, they love each other, they're having a ball being hitmen. I I seen a Wendy's a little bit back, and then we'll do the hit, then we'll go back there. So the warden comes and he gets the scope, right in the back of the head, and then another one, security shot. Next stop, Wendy's. That's fucking badass. That is fucking badass, and that's how they roll like that. Okay, so now they have another hit they got to do. Oh, and they're talking about they've got to travel to Utah somewhere, and they say, well, that's where the Mormons are. And then Chantel goes, the Mormons, they can't have coffee or alcohol, and they can't even have sex before they get married. And then Huck says, yeah, but I hear when they can get married, they can have like 6 or 10 wives. It's just absolutely fucking incredible. Another scene, they are one of the Belushi brother and then another thug. They're like fucking gangster thugs, right? So they're across the street accidentally in the neighborhood, and they got big fucking gangster guns on them. So Huck and Chantel are waiting in their van because they got to hit somebody else who isn't fucking home yet, and their hitman van is parked a little bit over somebody's driveway. And this is where I am a collection of all the characters in Twin Peaks. Let me tell you that. Because I am anal about when somebody parks in my fucking parking spot. And this guy comes out and he's a big fucking Russian guy, but he's like driving like an insurance salesman's fucking car. It says it on the side, something insurance, whatever the fuck it is. He goes, hey, assholes, you are parking in my driveway. And they're like, fuck you, man, we're not parking in your driveway. And then he takes his rental car or his insurance car and he starts to fucking ram them. Now they get fucking pissed off, and before you know it, they're fucking shooting each other over a fucking parking spot. And fucking there's a bloodbath. It's like fucking Bonnie and Clyde. Bullets are flying all over the place. The Russian guy's fucking taking bullets in the head. Or fun hitman couple, they're like fucking Bonnie and Clyde. They're going out in a fucking blaze of glory. And then we cut to the Belushi guy. It's the Mitchum brothers. And Belushi goes to the brother, he goes, what the fuck is going on here? And real calmly the other guy says, well, Brantley, people are under a lot of stress. And he just fucking explained it away. He fucking explained it away like people are under a lot of stress, and that's we just gotta fucking shoot each other over these fucking parking spots. Now I know that's not a really good subject right now. Hindsight being what it is, I wouldn't have performed that piece of material tonight, but Twin Peaks Season 3, jam-packed with all kind of fucking great stuff in there. Next up, Wendy's. We say it, when we're hungry, which kind of is weird because we don't fucking go to Wendy's anymore because I can't eat meat. Well, I could if I wanted to. There's no law, but I got my vegetarian streak going on here. See all my regulars in the chat here, man. That's fantastic.
Yogurt said hi to Sparky.
Yogurt says hi to Sparky. Sparky, ready for a drink? No. So Sparky is awesome, but she's also a little bit of a dick because our daughter gets to come visit us now, and she's Sparky's favorite. When she comes in that door, she sets off like a fucking fire alarm. Beeping, beep, beep. She loses her fucking mind. She goes nuts. And then she likes to sit on our feet, and you gotta have a sock or she's gonna rip the fucking shit out of you. And then then she might be filled with strife. She don't know who to sit with me. Now it's my turn. Now it's my wife's turn. Then she needs to turn over here on the ropes. And then when our daughter is thinking about now it's time to leave, Sparky will go and fly over and land on her sock and then curl her own head backwards and create her own fucking pillow. And then there's a thing she does when she's really comfortable, I'm really relaxed, I'm feeling safe, she will just go on one foot. So she curls her head into a fucking pillow and picks up one foot, and it's just like, that's not fair. Because you're ready to leave, and now she curls into the perfect ball of feathery comfort, and it's a little bit of a dick move, but I think that she does it on purpose. How about that? Couple more stories here, and then we'll get out of Dodge. Again, you folks are amazing. I'm going to be doing this for a while. I still have My stimulus checks should be here within a year or two, so we're still doing this. The Majestic Theater is not going to be a big payday, but it's going to be a payday, so that's going to be some fun there. So I'm beaming back in here. I'll be streaming. I have a couple stories. When I was first starting comedy, I had too many fucking jobs. I had a shitty job, I had a screen printing place, paid like $6 an hour, and then I had another job. But the $6 an hour printing job, that guy was a fucking lunatic, and he got into too many different things. We did fundraising, you know, them wrapping paper programs. The kids come home with a flyer and there's candy and a wrapping paper and all that shit. And I was just new in this town, and I chose the job because it was in the town. I could just fucking walk there. So, and if 6 or 8 people worked there, I said, okay, so East Penn School District is like a lot of fucking schools, like the Mayes High School, the junior high school, there's like fucking 3 elementary schools, there's fucking middle schools. You could do a fucking gold mine just in the East Penn School District. Why don't you go after those markets? And everybody was quiet because he had them and he fucked them up because he's a fucking crook. That's what happened there. But I had this was my entire day. He expanded into cheesecakes. Why? Nobody fucking knows. So it was a cheesecake program. So, and he was a cheap motherfucker. So the company van, which was a piece of shit, broke down, and he bought. A human being bought this. A grown man bought this. Remember them old telephone vans, telephone repair vans, where they had a little fucking mirror on the side and the little arm that came out? And he fucking bought one of those, and that mirror and arm attachment is part of the equipment of the phone company. So when they sold that didn't fucking come with it. So there was like a hole inside of the van with a piece of fucking sheet metal on it, right? There was that. And the van was primered throw up green and some kind of shady gray, and sometimes I'd get to bring it home and shit, and my wife and our daughter wouldn't fucking get in it. I was gonna take us to lunch somewhere, and they're like, yeah, we're totally not getting in that thing. And it was that fucking scary of a thing. Now the actual point of this story is when you sell cheesecakes, you get them frozen. And you should actually have a vehicle that can transport frozen or cold food. Not this fucking thing, not this fucking thing at all. It was a piece of shit, and it was scary. So if you ordered from us, and everybody's there waiting because the delivery of the fundraising stuff is a big event, the parents are there, kids are there, principal's there, everybody's there waiting, you expect to see a fucking nice delivery truck come in. And this fucking piece of shit, scary van would come in, and I would be driving it, and I can't even imagine what people were thinking, that there can't possibly be food in that fucking truck, or maybe there's a giant refrigerator in there. There was not. Now, the way he would get away with this is he did some kind of research to know how long those cheesecakes could be in that fucking horrible van before they would turn to shit. And so we got our cheesecakes from a cheesecake factory in New York City, right on the fucking Hudson River. And I looked like a fucking scene out of a Sopranos movie. So he'd time it so that I would go up there and pick up the cheesecakes and drive them right to the fucking school and deliver them, and somehow they'd still be cold. But on one of his biggest fucking orders that it was, when I got there, and it was really a fucking scary thing. If you ever drove along the Hudson there on where the Twin Towers used to be and shit, some of that's nice and some of it's really fucking scary. So when I pulled in there, I couldn't get in. This was before the days of cell phones. This is very important to the story. So, and it's this head. I look like I'm up to shit, and I'm in that van, and I'm there. So I pull into the Cheesecake Factory, this fucking warehouse, and then I couldn't get in, and there was FBI all around with them fucking jackets like Richter, like just like fucking Agent Cooper wears. They had FBI jackets on. They had shields. They had fucking bomb squad shit on. They had fucking scary guns and all kinds of shit and shields, and they wouldn't let me in to the Cheesecake Factory. I was on the property, but I was in like a little holding garage parking lot, wherever the fuck it is, and then it was a green card raid. That's exactly what was going on there, and they just fucking locked the whole thing down, and the building had a whole bunch of different businesses in it, not just the Cheesecake Factory, right? So I'm in my delightful joy, because I believe when people are assholes and douchebags like my boss was, it's just a matter of time before your cheesecake delivery is going to get fucked up, because there's an immigration green card raid at the Cheesecake Factory. And somehow that's funny to me, because I don't have a van that has to keep things cold and all that shit. So I'm laughing too much while all this FBI shit's going on around me, which probably looked a little suspicious. So I realized I have to call my asshole boss and tell him what the situation is. And he was a real fucking dick, and he thought his life was more important than everybody else's. So I called him up and I said, hey, I can't get into the Cheesecake Factory. There's FBI's here, and they got shields and scary shit, and I'm told to stand here, and they weren't even really that crazy about letting me call you. And he goes, let me talk to the guy in charge. I just started fucking laughing, because the FBI guy was right next to me. One of them, I think he was sort of fucking guarding me. He could hear this, and he was fucking laughing, and I said, well, I'll ask him, but I don't really think he's going to want to talk to you. Who's your boss? I'm the boss here. I said, well, you're the boss there, but you're not the fucking boss here. And the FBI guy's really fucking laughing. And I said, excuse me, I hate to interrupt your whatever this is, but my boss would like to have a word with who's ever in charge. And he grabbed the phone, he goes, don't fucking call us anymore. We're busy. He's going to be late, about 9 hours late. And he just fucking hung it up on him. And that was it. And the fucker, he didn't have any way to call me back. And the FBI guy was my new favorite person in the whole world. So now, eventually, things got to a point where they let me into a freight elevator and put me upstairs. And then I explained the situation, what was going on. And the fucking cheesecakes weren't even there. The Cheesecake Factory knew that whatever we were doing was fucking stupid and probably unsafe, so they had sent the cheesecakes off somewhere to like Philly or wherever the fuck it is. And my asshole boss thought that I could drive from New York City to Philly and then to a school in fucking Reading area and get there by 3 o'clock, and it was already like 1:30 in the day. And I was trying to explain math to him. And so then I finally, I don't know what the fuck he did to solve it. I don't have the slightest idea. I think he had to go rent another truck and send it to Philly, find the fucking cheesecakes, take them where they want to be. But then I drove home, and I got home fucking 8 o'clock at night, and I had 12 hours worth of, that was my fucking pay for the day. And that was normal. I had a lot of those days there, and that's pretty much what made me realize, I gotta fucking get a stand-up comedy career. So that's basically a wrap for this episode. If there's any last minute questions here,
Right.
Again.
You have a happy birthday from Dublin, Ireland.
A happy birthday from Dublin, Ireland. Are you, Carl, are you actually in Dublin? Oh my God, don't fucking start. I'm so fucking mad because I was ready to go and I traveled only once majorly in my life. I've been to Canada. That didn't fucking count. It was before you needed passports. 2017, I think it was, we went to Ireland for a family wedding, and it was the greatest experience of my life. I love this country, but I would live in Ireland in a fucking heartbeat. I would live in Ireland in a heartbeat. We didn't even get to spend much time in Dublin. The thing is people in Ireland are so fucking nice, and that's the research that we did. They said you don't have to go to a tourist center or anything. Just ask anybody, and they will help you. And so the fun thing, this is so exciting. The happy birthday from Dublin, Ireland. This is so fucking exciting. So the fun thing for me was that we were there for a family wedding. We arrived at the Dublin airport, but my luggage decided to take an extended vacation. My luggage toured around and saw way more of Europe than I possibly could have. My luggage went to Scotland, and it went to Norway, and it went to one other place. I don't fucking know. But the first 2.5 days, I had one outfit, black pants and a purple t-shirt, and that was fucking it. And that was basically it. But Ireland was so fucking amazing. We walked around with our water bottles and shit, and we went into a bar, and then we needed these refilled, and the bar person, and I don't think they call them bartenders, my wife did all the research. She said, I'm pretty sure they'll just fill up a water bottle for you at this bar. Now, all of you here in Pennsylvania and in this country, do you fucking have any idea what would happen to you if you took a water bottle into a bar and asked them to fill it up? They would throw you the fuck out of there. They filled up the water bottle, and she asked if we needed any more filled them. They filled up like fucking 5, 6 fucking water bottles. It was absolutely amazing. So then they call things differently. We learned that the toilets are not called toilets. And my wife did a little research, and she went on a mission. I don't know exactly what happened, but sometimes they call them water closets, but ultimately they call them jacks. And which was funny because my brother-in-law was Jack, and his kid was getting married. That's why we were fucking over there. So my wife ran through all the names of toilets, and she said, Jacks, how about Jacks? And I go, oh, 3rd floor. So that was fucking amazing right there. So now we're trying to figure out if we have to shop for me clothing, and all the fucking wedding clothing was in this shit and all this and that stuff. We were staying in Glendalough, County Wicklow. You say the county first. Gorgeous mountains, sheep running all around. It was almost like if Amish country was really fucking cool. So we were calling all around trying to figure out where the fuck my luggage was. Actually, our son-in-law, I shouldn't even call him son-in-law. He took control, and he's calling all this. We didn't know how to make a fucking phone call. And my wife said, she did the research. She said, ask someone Irish. Just ask him. So we couldn't make a fucking call. And he said, excuse me, but how do you call? And he goes, 00, all right, 0 plus, and then the number. I'm like, okay, I got the 0, but I can't find a plus. There's no plus on this phone. There's an asterisk, and then there's a fucking pound sign and a sharp. That's it. He goes, so I got the 0, all right. I can't find the plus. And he goes, it's in the 0, so it's actually 00. He goes, no, 0 plus. And that fucking worked. It was actually 00, but they say 0 plus. I got hope. If you fuckers want to go ahead. But now, my friend from Ireland, from Dublin, got me all worked up. Now I feel like I want to tell some great Ireland stories. Where we stayed, we were so far into the country that there was no real address. They had to actually contact the person who owned, it was called the schoolhouse. And this place was so far out in the middle of nowhere, We decided that we weren't going to let me not having any clothing ruin our fun. And everybody in my family was so nice. This goes back to story with the Bear Man. I was very worried about traveling to another country and I didn't have much money. I'm telling the Bear Man, I said, look, I'm so worried. I'm going to this country. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I've got to run out of money. Then what the fuck am I going to do? Bear Man goes, you're traveling with family, right? Yes. Okay, so if anything goes wrong for you, that will become their burden. Oh, how true that was. How fucking true that was. So they're all trying to comfort me. They said, don't worry. We have, in the cottage we're staying, there's a washer and a dryer, and we can wash your clothes. Is there also a naked closet? Because I only have one fucking set of clothing and that's it. So I'm gonna stand in the fucking closet, in the naked closet, while I do the fucking thing. And there should be something you could put on the door so I know how long to fucking stay in there. So that was kind of amazing. And then so when we ran around Ireland, my raincoat was on an extended tour. So we went to the most amazing place. I don't even know. They filmed the show The Vikings there, and it's all these old medieval gravestones and rocks. It's so fucking amazing, and it was pounding rain there. So my wife let me wear her extra raincoat because she was well prepared, and her luggage didn't take an extended vacation. So I had on a lady's raincoat that was too small for me, and nobody even fucking noticed. How about that? That was kind of amazing there. So that was good fun. And then my brother-in-law, Jack, he can't hear that well, and he wanders off. And this place where they filmed Vikings is fucking huge. And he would just run off the wrong direction, and somebody would have to go get him, and he can't just yell for him because he can't fucking hear. So we looked up, and Jack was fucking 3/4 of a mile down the wrong side of the fucking lake. So I befriended 4 college kids that apparently were from all different parts of the world, and I convinced them that I was too old to run down there and get Jack, and they fucking went. They fucking went. 4 kids, one was from Germany, one was from I don't know where the fuck they were, and they ran, and they got him. And Jack went with them. That's fucking crazy when you think about it. 4 fucking kids just come and say, you have to come with us. And he's there, yeah, whatever. And he comes all the way back. So you're going the wrong way. And he said, no, I was trying to find the toilet. Oh, you mean the Jacks. Jack was looking for the Jacks. That's the real fucking story right there. I'm going to be here all night. If you just have to go anywhere, just fucking go. Because now I am in Ireland mode. My buddy, that's Carl X from Ireland. Let me explain to you how much I love Ireland. We took so many pictures, and that's my screensaver on my TV, and the pictures just come up, and we saw the cliffs of Moher. I don't even know how you fucking say it, and all these things come up, and it's sort of tormenting because it reminds me that I'm not fucking there now, but it was kind of amazing. Oddly enough, it didn't rain much while we were there. And of course, we Americans, my friend from Dublin, we can't get wet. We cannot get fucking wet. Americans will die if rain hits them. We are like the fucking Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz. When fucking rain hits us, we fucking melt. And if it's pounding rain and you're in a parking lot, assholes here will run and they will take like notebooks and shit and put it over their heads and run. That don't fucking do any good anyway. Plus, when you're a certain level of wet, that's it. You're fucked. You're wet. There's no point. Once you're wet, there's no point in hiding from the fucking rain. And so that's how bad we are. So when we got to this first place where they did the filming of the Vikings, it wasn't raining yet, and we came as a group at a selected time. We weren't really getting a tour, but we were supposed to wait for everybody. And the pounding rain came, and all the Americans tried to crowd into this little gift shop. And the gift shop person was like, what are you doing? Well, it's raining. They're like, it's Ireland. It's going to rain every fucking 20 minutes. You can't just come in here. every time it rains because it's going to fucking rain every 20 minutes. So we didn't realize that people from Ireland just let it rain on them. So that was something that we learned there. Oh my God, so much fun we had there. In the little cottage that we were staying at, hang on. We're driving roads that are barely big enough for one car, and they have small cars, and they have a rule there: if another car is coming, the bigger car wins. So if you're on a road and my buddy Carl, he can correct me on any of this shit, but if you're on this little road about the size that could hold a smart car and that's it, and you have stone walls on both sides, there's no ditches, there's no margin for error there, and another car is coming at you, the smaller of the cars loses and has to back up however the fucking far it has to go to find a spot to let the bigger car through. And the speed limits are out of fucking control on these little roads that I would drive like 15 miles an hour. They were like 70, 80 kilometers, whatever it is. And that's about 50, 60 miles an hour. Fucking fast. Scared the fuck out of us. So that was exciting there. And then they had this little bar pub near where we were staying, and they had they knew the Americans were coming. It was like pizza and pints. So we went back there, and I wanted to tip the bartender. And he says, "You don't tip the bartender, but you can buy the barman a drink." Fantastic. So I don't know the money. I don't understand the money. This guy was so nice, and I said, "Well, what would be?" I didn't want to say what would be a good tip, but that's what I was trying to figure out. What would be a good tip? What would be a good drink for me to buy this barman that is you that I like? And I held out a whole fucking handful of money, and he wouldn't take it. He says, that one and that one would be fantastic, but also if you added that one, that would be fucking delirious. And so I did. I picked this one, and that one. He could have fucking raped me. He could have fucking cleaned me the fuck out. But it was everybody was so fucking nice. Absolutely incredible. I'm driving around in Ireland for a whole week trying to figure out the signs and all that shit. And then we got to the wedding and we partied with Irish policemen. Now there's a place, what was it, the something cow? The Dying Cow. There's a place called the Dying Cow, I think that's it, where it's like an after hours bar like you see in movies. When they shut, they close it, right? They close it and they lock it up, but you don't have to leave, right? They fucking lock you in, then you can fucking drink. And it's supposed to be a secret location, and I'm talking to these Irish cops, and I've said something about the dying cow, and then other people were there like, don't mention a dying cow. There's a policeman around, and then they'll know where it is. And the cops were mocking them and said, we all know, I'll try to do an Irish accent, which is really horrible of me to do, but it's so much fun. I can't do it now anyway. They said, we all know where the dying cow is. Where do you think the Irish police drink? And they don't want to go in there with their cop suits on. So the Dying Cow, a secret bar to drink after hours, locks everybody in. The Irish policeman told me that they park their car at a safe distance away from there, change their clothing like an Amish kid on Rum Springer, and walk and fucking drink in there with knuckleheads like us. That's one of 999,000 reasons that I love fucking Ireland. It's just absolutely on and on, absolutely incredible. We didn't want to stop the fun, because I didn't have any clothing. So we thought they would deliver it to where we were staying. So I put a note on the door that said, that's all my information. And if you come here, just leave my clothing. There's nobody within miles of this place. I don't have to sign for it. And I'm naked in the woods. And then I'll come in. And it's just absolutely fucking incredible. Oh my God. Now I absolutely want to go back to Ireland. Someone in there, rest in peace, Bear Man. a nicer fucking guy you would never meet. So, another Bearman story. My wife's back here pulling off some shit. Oh, look at. Here's my note. We kept this. We kept this fucking note. Right here it is. Put this, it says, please leave my bag. I don't have to sign for it. Call this number. I'm naked in the woods. Put this on the fucking door. So that was amazing. So now, when we first landed, I'm not used to traveling, and we flew out of upstate New York, small airport. Is it Stewart's? I don't even think they do it anymore. Just way the fuck up there. It's a small airport. It mostly just goes like to Ireland. Just goes right across. So we got a red-eye flight, right? The idea was and they were like 5 or 6 hours into the future. So we got on this thing at like 10 o'clock at night, our time. And somehow we would land there what I would think would be like 7 o'clock in the morning, our time. And I thought we could sleep on the flight all night long. That thing where they say about babies that cry, that's what we got. Is a baby, wah, 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 oh, and the lady tried to calm her down and walked her up and down the fucking aisles all night long, and every time it got near me, it kicked me in the arm, and then it would cry some more, and then, so I didn't get any fucking sleep, but she tried, and even if I could get sleep, there were 2 rappers a couple rows away from us, and apparently they were fucking partying, and they were going to try to work out some material while I'm trying to sleep. So it was like, and the bitch and the shit and the wah 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 and the baby cried and the wah 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 and the motherfucker shit and the shit and the ass and the wah wah wah. Oh, which leads me to why I was a genius and a Bearman story. So the team, we had a team of people, and we were going to be doing things together, doing things apart. A lot of people wanted to take the Guinness factory tour, the Guinness brewery tour. I didn't want it for a stupid reason. I calculated by the time we would get there, it would be like 7 o'clock in the morning. I probably would have no sleep. I was going to be driving us all around Ireland on the wrong side of the road, trying to figure out kilometers and all that shit. So I pushed out of the Guinness thing, and I was pissing him off about money, and Bearman pulled money out of his pocket and fucking handed it to me so I could go take the Guinness tour. Smarter people would have lied and said thank you and pocketed the cash, but I just returned it and said, no, I'm not going to fucking do it because I can't fucking drink in the morning. So now we're back at the cops, partying at the wedding, and I said, tomorrow we're driving across Ireland. We're going to take a bus trip, but I actually fucking like driving, and we would be more in control. So south of Dublin would have been Glendalough County, Wicklow, wherever the fuck it is. We were there. I was going to drive. I had an opportunity to drive across a whole fucking country, and I was going to take it. And our daughter was so happy because bus trips, says, fuck that. I can drive across Ireland. It's not much more than like driving from here to Pittsburgh. It's fucking 300 miles. I don't know exactly what it is. So told the cops that I'm driving to Galway tomorrow. It's going to take me like 4 or 5 hours. And they started fucking mocking me. They're like, that's not going to take you 4 or 5 hours. It's 2.5, 3 tops. I said, okay, explain this to me. I'm driving around trying to decode 110 kilometers, 120 kilometers speed limit. And when I drive that, it's like Pennsylvania. If it's 60 and you're driving 60, you're a fucking pain in the ass and everybody's smoking you. So I told the cops, I understand that, but I don't know what the cutoff is. What's the thing that will get me pulled over? And the cop told me, it's whatever's on the sign plus 30. And that was fucking trip changing. So if it was 110, I could go to 140. If it was 140, I could go to 170. So I drove around about 170 kilometers the whole rest of my trip in Ireland. And then when I came back and I Googled the conversion, I was driving all around Ireland roughly at about 100 miles an hour. That's when that, and that's it. And I missed some of that story too, because the cops, I said, I didn't want to get pulled over for drunk driving, and the cops told me, the Irish cops said, the Irish don't get drunk, they get full. So I was driving around Ireland by 100 miles an hour, pretty full some of the time. So that was good fun there. And apparently, there was no such thing as an open bar wedding. But this, we were at an open bar wedding. So this was a thing that was trending in Ireland. People that were there, that were Irish family, they have an actual Irish family over there on her side. Really nice people. But they were really fucking, everybody was drinking and everybody was partying. And then our son-in-law, I keep calling him son-in-law, Al, our son, took care of me over there. He went out somewhere to a car to get something for us, or I don't know what, and the lady fell into the parking lot or on the bank, or I don't know, whatever, and he went to help her up, and she said, piss off! I only fell one time, I got 3 more before you gotta worry about me. That's a fucking true story. Somebody else was so fucking drunk, and they sent him to the car, and the car was locked, and they took a rock and broke the window so they could sit in the fucking car. I love Ireland. I absolutely love Ireland. So many fun stories. Oh my God, this is going to be amazing. Let's see. County Wicklow, Glendalough is absolutely gorgeous. The garden is gorgeous. And Glendalough whiskey is really fucking good, and I can't find it anywhere. I'm going to see if I can find, I can't find this picture. Oh my God. In Galway, I got this Glendalough whiskey. I gotta find this fucking picture. Like I say, if you just have to go anywhere, just fucking go, because I'm having fun with my Ireland buddy. See, if I would have known you then, you could have probably given me some clothing. I don't know if we're the same size or not. Let's see. So, where the hell is this? Alright, so Galway, there was an arts festival going on, and that was fucking incredible. The music and arts festival. So you just walk a half a block from where we were staying, Airbnb, and you'd be on like brick roads, and there was Irish rock bands and Irish music, and just fucking, you just cry. It was so amazing. So I walked into this bar, and they had, you could buy a bottle of liquor in the fucking bar. We can't do that here either. Then I saw they had the kind of whiskey that was the same county that we were staying in, the Glendalough. That's actually kind of fucking amazing. So I was hemming and hawing about whether I should get it or not. Our daughter's boyfriend, Vince, said, you're in Ireland, man. Dude, go get the whiskey. So in this bar, I gotta find this. So amazing. They had glass cases. You know how in this country there's a bar and all the whiskey's behind you. You can't buy a bottle there anyway. But they had beautiful glass showcases that went all around the bar that made it seem like it was old expensive dishes or some shit like that, right? So I asked this guy, and the 3 Glendalough things are up there. I said, how much is that? Because I gotta fucking worry about money. So he told me how much it was, and then I said, okay, I want that. And he was really he was there's one mean, nasty person in Ireland, and I fucking met him. There's only one. I know he's the only mean motherfucker that there is. I gotta find this son of a bitch. Where the hell is he? So, I told him I don't understand how anything works. He was so fucking mad, and he turned his back on me, and I thought, this motherfucker is not going to get that bottle of whiskey out of that cabinet for me. And the reason that he was mad was he went back on the other side of the counter, then he walked all the way fucking down like 25 yards in the bar, then he went into a closet, and he got a fucking ladder out, right? Then he came walking up the bar, really fucking mad, glaring at me with his ladder. I'm happier than pigs and shit, because I can't believe this guy's gonna fucking go up the ladder to get this bottle of whiskey for me. This is gonna glare. I know it's gonna glare. See, all that trouble. I have to fucking post this picture. So he's really fucking mad. And I'm happier than pigs and shit because the bartender or the barman coming up with his ladder. He's got to climb up the ladder, unlock his fucking case, and pull out this bottle of Glendale whiskey. And I'm on vacation, so he's looking in the case, really mad, unlocking it. I have my phone ready to take his picture. And everybody in Ireland was so fucking nice to me. I wasn't ready for this. And as he turned around, he surprised me. And my thumb hit the thing to take the picture. And I said it simultaneously. I said, do you mind if I take your picture? And because this is really exciting for me, watching you go up the ladder and get me the whiskey. And he's really pissed off. He goes, it's a little late now. And I'm like, well, I could delete it if you want me to delete it. And he didn't fucking say anything. And then when he walked away, there's two other Irish people at the bar. They're like, feck him, you're on vacation. Taking that picture is part of your vacation. Feck him. So that was the fun that I had. I wish you could see this picture. I'm going to post some of this shit. But I had the greatest time in Ireland. I got to get back there somehow. I got to get back there. Oh my, why did you fucking start up with this Ireland shit? I could be here all fucking night. So check this shit out, right? Our daughter, not Lizzie, we have other daughters, and her husband Al, they went on a separate adventure. And we learned this too. If you go there, get all the car insurance that is humanly available to you because the roads are small and treacherous. It's virtually impossible to get a rental car and return it without shit being wrong with it. So the insurance that we got, basically they said you could actually just return like the steering wheel and you would be okay. So they went off on a separate adventure, Josie and Al, and they crashed their car a little bit into another Irish couple's car. They thought their lives were fucking ruined and they were going to Irish prison. And this Ireland couple said, this car's an old piece of shit. Don't worry about it. And they didn't fucking do anything. They didn't fucking nothing. They just don't worry about it. So what they were worried about was when they returned the car, and even though they had the deluxe insurance, it was banged up a little bit and they were still a little bit worried about it. And they had 2 bottles of red French wine that we couldn't drink or take on the plane with them. And they were looking all around the car and was making notes. And then they said to the car examiner, do you like red wine? Do you like red wine? And he said, no, but my girlfriend loves it. I said, well, we happen to have 2 bottles of red wine in the back seat that we cannot take on the airplane with us, and you can have them. And he picks up the red wine and he goes, I don't see a feckin' thing wrong with this car. That is the end of Ireland part 1. I'm gonna tell more Ireland stories. Carl, that's fucking amazing. The Irish pronounce low the same as the Scottish said, like lock, Glendalough. Glendalough? Glendalough. Is Glendalough? I got a lot to learn about Ireland. But, oh my God. The other thing that they told me, this isn't even comedy anymore. This is traveling with Raymond the Amish comic and my friend Carl from Ireland. The other thing is that because of the time change, 5 hours ahead, we weren't getting hungry at the right time. So by the time we got hungry, all the feckin' places were shutting down. It's really weird. And it stays light over there. Fucking late. So imagine us assholes here in this country, when you're out drinking and partying and it's fucking 10 o'clock at night and it's still light out, we could not be trusted with how Ireland works. We just absolutely couldn't be trusted. But we were also told to plan our trip and dumb everything down, because when you get places, you're gonna want to stay there a lot fucking longer. So oh my God, I gotta get back to Ireland. Carl, we're gonna be staying with Carl when we get to Ireland. Oh my God, this is incredible. So in Ireland now, let's see, 5 hours, it's 9:30. Wait a minute, I want to see what time it is in.
Lenny's family said we can stay with them.
That's right. It's hard to believe that people invited me to stay with them after they met me for a couple of days, but that actually happened. Let's see here. World clock. It's fucking 2:30 in the morning in Dublin. So Carl is one badass partying motherfucker. That's pretty badass there. You really fucked me up, Carl. That's what you did. You fucked me up. I had this whole plan to leave, to fucking end this thing, and now you've fucked me up with all these fucking amazing memories of Galway and Ireland, and I'm just a fucking mess right now. 2:30 a.m. right there it is. Carl, motherfucker, that's outstanding. Well, the other thing, and we're just getting him now, Carl. I'm talking to Carl right now. Usually I talk to Richter or Clay's sister. Carl, we here in this country, our roads, any road that you're on would be like 6 times as wide as most of your roads. And it's very annoying. We have a lot of fucking cars here too. Too many fucking cars. Ireland doesn't have all the rest stops and all the Wawas and all that shit. They just, you can fucking go and go and go and go and go and go. So when we come back from Galway, I couldn't find a place to get petrol. And we were running down. Hybrids getting 4,000 miles to the gallon. Wasn't that big of a deal. Finally, I found a place, and it was dark, and it seemed kind of closed. But there's a little booth there, and the convenience store part was closed, but the gas part was open, the petrol part was open, and there was a peckerhead in there. And these are old pumps. You're no paying at the pump, none of that shit. So I pumped down the 20 euros or whatever it was. Then I went back to pump it, and I hit like 20 and the penny. So I went back over to pay for the penny, and they mocked me, and they laughed at me. They're like, nobody fucking, it's 2001, you don't have to go back and give them the fucking penny. And that peckerhead, when I went back over, his friend was talking to the booth, and he had him leap into the closed store and shop for him Twinkies and fucking Slim Jims and shit in a closed store and push him through that little fucking thing. There's just nothing to not love about Ireland. It just fucking isn't. We also visited a place that Greystone. Is it Greystone? By the water, gorgeous. And Bono, not that YouTube, the fucking Bono and what is that band he's in? Bono. It's in U2, all right? He lives nearby there, all right? So we're walking around this town trying to find a place to eat, and everything was closing, and the guy stayed open for us, right? The fucking restaurant stayed open for us, and they had monk music playing in the bathroom, which fucked up my peeing. I didn't realize this, but I cannot pee while monks are chanting. As soothing as that was, I couldn't fucking do it. So that was another fun thing there. But we are just getting them in this country, and people are going fucking batshit crazy. The circles, man. Driving in the circles. Do they call them circles? Did they call them circles?
Roundabouts?
Roundabouts. Fucking roundabouts. Oh my God. But the fun thing is we got a couple roundabouts now. But we don't know how to drive in roundabouts here. And the fun thing there was, you're on the fucking wrong side of the road. So I'm coming at a roundabout around probably 100 miles an hour. And a little voice in the GPS would say, you know, stay left to stay straight on the roundabout. That was some fun adventure. Every time we went into like a roundabout, I believe my family in the car with me either prayed or wished they had marijuana smoke or something, because if we go into that roundabout, there'd be a pretty good chance we wouldn't fucking come out of there. So that was some good fun. Roundabouts, fucking boom, roasted. I'm gonna be up all night. I'm gonna be up all night thinking of great stories. When the shuttle bus guy took us to where we get to car rentals, right? We were asking him little driving tips and all that, and he said, uh, "Think hard left. Think hard left." And they have fucking left turns, right? They have left turns in Ireland that are actually like almost like this. Not, like we do a 90-degree turn, like a four-way stop sign. They have turns that actually turn, so you actually fucking going backwards. It's the turn is left, and you just fucking go backwards. It's absolutely incredible. That was good fun. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get back to Ireland now. It's absolutely incredible. Let's see. Yeah, trying to pee with monk music is just kind of weird. Oh, here's another one. All right, here's another one. Right, we're in Greystone. I think it's Greystone. Right, and the people were so nice, and they had dogs on leashes or not, and they called it on the belt. Carl, am I right about that? The dog would be on the belt. That's what they called it. And the one guy was mocking the other guy. He said, "You shouldn't let Toby run off the belt." And he said, "Toby is a nitwit, and when it gets to the water, it's just going to stop and stare at it." And that's exactly what happened. And then Toby, the nitwit dog, ran off the belt, right into the water, looked like it was going, and it stopped and just fucking stood there. So now we're trying to figure out where the fuck we're going to eat in Greystone. And we don't fucking know anything about anything. And an Irish couple was having a polite eavesdropping argument over what to recommend. She picked a place that was named after a lady, and he picked a place that was named after a man, and they fought about it playfully which one we were gonna wind up at. And then there were different options also. So like 4 hours go by, and we were standing in front of the place that the guy picked, and he drove past us, and he said, "I see you made a good choice there. You picked my fucking choice." So that was fucking crazy. So now we're in this pub earlier in the day, and I still got to drive pretty far back to our cottage after we're done partying and shit. So we had a Guinness pint in Ireland, and let me tell you, it fucking tastes different. A Guinness tapped in fucking Ireland in an Irish pub tastes fucking different than the Guinness that you drink here. So that was fucking magical, and we were thinking, did we want to have another one? And then a little conversation. Let's get a community one. Let's get a second one. My wife and I will share a second one. She's not really a beer drinker, but I have to drive us back. So we'll just I'll take a sip and see how I feel about it. And then my wife, who doesn't drink beer, after my sip, fucking chugged it to save us. She's never chugged a beer in her whole life, but she says, "This is a fucking emergency. I gotta chug this fucking pint of Guinness, a non-beer drinker, to fucking save us." I looked down and the fucking glass is empty. My wife was there fucking laughing. So that was kind of badass. And then we were leaving there, and a peckerhead from Ireland goes, "Did I detect a Pennsylvania accent?" I'm there. What the fuck is going on here? How the fuck could a guy in Ireland at the pub where my wife just chugged a Guinness to save us detect a fucking Pennsylvania accent? And as it turns out, he had a kind of a mutt Irish accent because he was from Louisiana, and he left Louisiana to escape the southern accent, so he moved to Pennsylvania when he picked up the Pennsylvania accent, and then he went to Ireland for 10 years, so he had a kind of like an Irish with Pennsylvania and Louisiana all morphed into it. See, I detected Pennsylvania accent, and I said, "What are the odds?" And another drunken guy from Ireland at the bar, could barely stand up, said, "There's always odds." That's fucking it. That's a wrap for this episode. Big shout out to my friend Carl in Dublin, 2:30 in the morning. I don't know when you go to bed.
He sent you a message.
Thanks for making my show extra fucking long. Yeah, that Guinness, everything they say about Ireland is incredible. It just fucking tastes. It's different. I'm telling you, it's different. And I don't regret not taking the tour, but Guinness in fucking. Oh my God. What am I missing, wife?
That's it.
Is that it?
I don't know.
There's more Ireland story. Oh, I know this. There's one more.
There's so much more.
I'm gonna be here all fucking night long.
Color
Uh,
of the Guinness.
so to get to our cottage, right? We're on these little dirt roads. It's so fucking relaxing, so amazing. Hills and sheep, and then finally, we and everybody's screaming at the driver, this way, that way. My wife has this idea that we have to go right. So I went right before the right that she wanted me to go. So I'm the dick. But the rental car, I went up on this little hill and I stopped and they're going, no, this is the wrong one. You got to go backwards. I'm there. I can't go backwards. I'm fucking stuck. I got our rental car stuck on a little rock hill, and it was like this, and it was teetering, and the car was so little, we actually had to get people out of the car and kind of sort of lift it up off this teeter-totter so I could get us back on fucking track. This is so much fun. I feel like I'm reliving Ireland here. It's absolutely incredible. I am going to wrap this up. This has really been a lot of fun. Sorry the show is too long. If anybody want to watch the replay of this, I don't fucking know. And plus, we won't have our Irish tour guide, Carl, in the thing here. So that's pretty badass. Thanks for tuning in. Have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. Carl, you can tip me in euros if you want. I think there's a conversion rate to fuck me over a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm going to wrap this up. I love you, peckerheads. I mean that in a nice way. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week, I believe. Let me click on this thing. Stream ending. There it is. Stream ending. I can see it before you see it, but here it comes. Stream is ending. What a night. I'm out of here, man. That's absolutely incredible.